Yo, guys, welcome back to the channel CPI Trading Strategy. Today is the CPI, of course, the US CPI, month on month, year on year. And today we are going to discuss a trading strategy which works for most news events and should be working today. It's got a high hit rate. We can go back in history and see what the hit rate is, but we do know that the strategy works. It worked on Friday for NFP. And it's worked many times before that. So we are going to cover that strategy today. But core CPI in 2 hours time, we are getting that data release. Markets are looking bullish. Bitcoin, huge, guys, huge. We are still in the long from about 102K, and we are sitting comfortably in that trade, guys. We got this trade. We got rewarded almost instantly with that trade, and times are looking good, guys. Bitcoin the other day with the second highest daily close in history, which is bullish, guys. There's nothing bearish about that. A lot of people get confused and think that it's bearish at all-time highs. It's not bearish at all-time highs. Obviously, when you get confirmations of sell signals at all-time highs, you can open shorts. But just because markets are trading at all-time highs doesn't mean that it is bearish. There is one case that does look a bit scary, and it is this candle. This candle over here, even though it's a bullish candle and it shows that bulls came in and bought price up, it is actually a scary candle in my opinion. It has marked tops before and bottoms when you look at the inverse of that. But not to worry, guys. We haven't taken out yesterday's low at all. But the volatility might take it out, guys. So definitely expect a volatile CPI data release. But for now, it is looking good, guys. We do have that breakout over here. You can see breakout move to the upside. Will we get a retest, perfect retest before the next leg? Potentially, we might do. I think it will mark a great level, 106K. We are going to go into 106K. And why that is a key level, we'll go on that on the 4-hour time frame. But guys, the crypto market is looking good. I want to speak about Ethereum as well quickly. Solana is now flirting with those important EMAs. Yesterday, it did close very importantly above the EMAs. So Monday, we broke above the 50. Tuesday, we broke above the 200. And if we can start to consolidate and really chop in the zone over here, range in this area here, let the EMAs catch up, Solana is going to be looking really good. I do think Ethereum is going to outperform Solana for the rest of the cycle, guys. I do think that. Now, let's speak about Ethereum. Then I'm going to go into Ethereum against Solana. Then we're going to go into the trading strategy, guys. So we do have an action-packed show today. Of course, Ethereum, we did get into this long at about 1,800 over here. We took the majority of our profits going into 2,750 because it is a important 50% level. What is the 50% level? Well, it's from the cycle highs of Ethereum at $4,100 all the way down to this, catastrophic low, to be honest, at about 1,400. That halfway point comes in at 2,750. So we said, it does act as a magnet. It will act as a magnet. The 50% level always acts as a magnet. So that is the magnet over there. And it pulled price into it. And we said it's going to have a tough time to get through it. But if it does get through the 50% level, our bias is to the upside, and we are most likely going to see higher prices for Ethereum. So yesterday we got our first daily candle close above 2,750. Which is a great sign, guys. This is a sign of strength, guys. Remember that when we are in the top half, we're in the strong half. So if we're above 2,750, we're in the strong half. And if we're below, we're in the technically weak half. It also looks like we are going to get the bull cross, huge bull cross for Ethereum, guys. We love the bull cross. And the bull cross marks important moves, guys. Look at this huge move up after a bull cross. Over here, bull cross, ultimately leading to a, taking some profits into that range over there. And you've seen many times where the bull cross has made this token run. We can go back into the previous cycle. But what I want to see, guys, I would love to see this week close above 2,750, if this week can close above 2,750, I am seeing 3,400 extremely quickly, guys. This is probably going to happen almost instantaneously in a week or two. If you're looking at the higher time frame, instantaneously. And then, of course, all-time highs. So we're going to have to see if are we going to get rejected from here, come down, and then break out? Are we going to slice straight through and continue onwards and upwards? I am heavily packed. My bags are packed for Ethereum, guys. This was the opportunity of a lifetime. Huge long over there, huge gains. Let's get into Solana versus Ethereum, guys. This is the ultimate chart, in my opinion. Which one is going to outperform the other? So, of course, this cycle over here, Solana heavily outperformed Ethereum. Of course, Solana doing multiple X's, while Ethereum, maybe doubled, tripled, or quadrupled at best. Now, there's this huge upsloping support over here for Solana versus Ethereum, which we have now broken, guys. We have broken, and today or yesterday marks the death cross. Okay, we spoke about the bull cross. Now there's the death cross for Solana versus Ethereum. So in my opinion, Solana is going to have a tough time outperforming Ethereum, just because we do have this momentum shift, guys. The momentum shift is huge. When you do get the death cross, it is, of course, we had the death cross over there. If we take out a different exchange, we'll see this, but this was obviously a death cross. And then as soon as we get that flipped, then we can flip long. So now is the time where there is the death cross. But, there are cases where we can say that it is at support, and it is extremely valid. Okay, so here was previous resistance over here. You got some kind of cup and handle formation, something like that. Huge volatility over here. We have broken down the support. We have not broken down this horizontal, and there is the support over there, which is still holding. So if Sol ETH can get below this point over here and retest it like that, then I think it is all in for Ethereum, guys. All in, completely all in. And it will be looking good for the ETH bulls. So this is what I am looking at personally. I do think this is going to break down, and Ethereum is going to have its time to shine. It's going to USDT dominance as well, because we have nailed this move. We nailed this move over here. We said it's going to come back into the fair value gap. It filled the full fair value gap. It hasn't then broken down. Got rejected perfectly off the 50% level, the macro 50% level, of course, over there. Lost the level, came up, tested it, rejected off the macro 50% level. And then it's on its way now to the range lows. Okay, this is going to be huge for the crypto market. We saw a huge pump over here recently, just this little move over there. So a move like this will be an even bigger pump for the crypto market. So guys, watch out. USDT dominance is bearish, and we do have the death cross as well. Full fair value gap is filled, so there is no case in my mind where this runs to the upside. I do think it is unlikely. Okay, let's get into the trading strategy quickly. Can have a look at the 4-hour time frame, and I'm going to go into the 30-minute time frame, because the 30-minute time frame is where the strategy lives. Okay, so quick Bitcoin 4-hour time frame. If we take the 50% level from the all-time highs all the way down to this recent correction low, your 50% level comes in at 106.3K. So if Bitcoin does get a rejection from today, I am seeing that 106K region as a huge opportunity to get into Bitcoin. Guys, the important EMA of the 54-hour time frame EMA is there. We could get a bounce off there. Of course, massive SR level coming in over here. You can see multiple times rejected over there. Support. We lost the level, got rejected. We broke through, quick little retest, and I do see a potential longer term retest coming into the zone. My bad, guys. I do see a potential move like that coming into there, looking like a little bit double toppy over there. This 106K is going to be huge. Am I closing my long from 102K? No ways, guys. No ways. This is potentially the ultimate long, taking us all the way into that 120, 130K region. There's no ways I'm closing this long. But if we do come down to that 106K region, this will be a good dip buying opportunity. So let's get straight into the strategy. I'm going to show you guys how it worked for NFP. We're going to have a look at this on the 30-minute time frame. Okay, 30-minute time frame. Zoom in over there a bit. So, of course, when the news events come out, there is a bit of volatility. So you do get a volatile candle, something that looks like this. Okay, so this was the NFP candle over here. Okay, guys, 12:30 on the chart here, of course, that's UTC time. So it's going to be in about 2 hours time. So this candle over here is the one that we are going to be assessing today. I'm going to mark the top and the bottom over there. So how it works is you wait for the news event to come out. When the news event comes out, you wait for 30 minutes. You wait for your 30 minutes candle to close. Okay, so in this case, you know, price rallied up into it. We had the 30 minutes of volatility after the NFP, of course, on Friday, 12:30. So today it's going to be the 12:30 candle. So I'm going to mark it off for you guys, just to make it very simple for you guys here. I know it's a lot to take in all at once, so we are just going to mark off 12:30 with a horizontal line over here. So that's going to be 12:30 right over there. Okay, so it's pretty soon, of course, guys. It is in about 2 hours time. So from here, what we're going to do is, of course, mark the levels off on that 30-minute candle. So you are going to get a volatile candle like that. Okay, then what you have to do is wait for a full candle close outside of that range. So of course the 30-minute candle gives you a range. You've got the top range here and the bottom range here. Now, whichever direction is most likely to follow, you do get a body close outside of the range. Okay, so in this case, the bias was to the upside. We closed this candle above the range. Yes, of course, we can get that perfect retest. I'm not sure how deep this retest goes, but this is our signal that we must start looking for swing longs. Okay, of course, we did call this long much earlier down. We said this is the long box. We got the perfect deviation. There are many reasons why we took the long earlier down, but this gave me extra surety that this is most likely going to go up to the upside, is because we closed on the upper side of that range on the 30-minute time frame. So what's going to happen today is, of course, we are going to get that volatility in about 2 hours time, blah, blah, blah. And after that half an hour, it's best to mark the top and the bottom of that candle, and then we are going to wait for the news event, marks the range over there, and then we will be choosing our direction when we get a 30-minute candle close outside of that range. Okay, so pretty simple strategy. It works. It's, in my opinion, pretty silly to, you know, have a coin toss and just go long or short into the news events. What's best, in my opinion, the high probability trade setup is waiting for that 30-minute candle close, waiting for the, you know, it can take a while, guys. So this one took it took an hour and a half to give us the signal, but it gave us the correct signal. So a little bit of patience goes a long way in the crypto trading space, guys. Patience. Most crypto traders miss out on the moves because they are impatient. Okay, patience is huge in crypto, guys. So let me know if you guys understand that, and also smash the like button if you guys do appreciate the content. Thanks for this message, by the way. It goes a long way. Yeah, hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel, of course, and drop some altcoin requests. We're going to go into a few altcoin requests over here. It is going to be a quick show today because, you know, the news isn't out, guys. We are going to be waiting for the news. I will be giving some long signals after that, or short signals, whichever way we go and whichever way we get that 30-minute close. So what I want to speak about as well is, guys, I've spoken about this for a long time, is this trade setup over here. I'm actually going to, go into my daily time frame. That's where it lives. This trade setup over here, guys, this is the long of the year. I spoke about the long of the year last week, and we got that perfect entry into the buy box, guys. This was the crypto buy box. This was basically buy any of the blue chip cryptos and you will be rewarded. Okay, easy risk to reward here. Here we have a 6 to 1 risk reward. That is if we hit our target. So our targets for this year for the crypto cycle is anywhere between 4.5 and 5.5 trillion. Okay, this is our target. Looks like we are breaking down. We said what we wanted all the way down here, guys. When we were in February, you guys can go back, February, March, all we were waiting for was the crypto market to reclaim $3 trillion and form a higher low above $3 trillion. And we got that perfect signal in between 3 and 3.2 trillion. This was the buy box over there. We did get into Bitcoin. It got stopped out of my Solana and Ethereum trades, unfortunately, but I did go into a high risk, high, so not high risk, high, what's the word for it now? High R. You know, I risked 3% of my portfolio, which I don't normally do in this one Bitcoin trade because I was extremely certain, guys, the risk reward here was brilliant. And it is great to be rewarded when you do, you know, put a lot of your chips on the table and it does go your way. And that only happens with experience and backing yourself, guys. So let's have a look at the quick altcoin requests over here. We're going to start off with SUI over here. I did give a SUI long, just gave one now on the 4-hour time frame. And I am really, really confident about this trade. Of course, never entering more than 1% of my portfolio for a trade like this. But let's have a look at SUI quickly because SUI is, I think, extremely bullish. And I think SUI is going to be going up into that $7 territory. This trade only involves the all-time highs and that recent high over here. SUI is looking good above on the 4-hour time frame, guys. So there is the 254-hour EMAs over here. And SUI has reclaimed that and it has closed multiple 4-hour time frames above this level, guys. It's been above here since Monday or Tuesday, basically. So if we close today above this level, it will be looking good. But it looks like we are going to get that bull cross if SUI can hold the level. So I'm front running it ahead of the news. Maybe we do come down, but the V-shaped recovery here also looks really good, guys. Bang, V-shaped recovery over there. And it's a V-shaped recovery coming into a key level, guys. Huge level over here, massive demand. We lost the level. It was tested as resistance. So if this level is broken, I would expect SUI to come down and test those levels again. But basically what you guys can see is a solid breakout over here. We broke out. We've now reclaimed the important EMAs. And this is the long signal, guys. So I'm confident on this SUI trade. Of course, you know, if you are a more conservative trader, you would want to wait for, you know, this $3.60 to be reclaimed. We got rejected off there. So what you'd want to be waiting for if you are a conservative trader is for SUI to make its push over there and start to consolidate above $3.60. I am front running that, guys. If you do see this, then this is your go signal. You know, SUI is most likely going to be traveling up. And we do have targets into that $7.5 region, obviously for our spot account. But on a leverage trade, good enough, guys. 3.3 to 1 risk reward if we do come into that all-time high, which is likely, guys, which, you know, in my opinion is likely. Okay, so look at some DeFi related tokens. We're going to start with Aave, guys. Aave is cooking. Aave is cooking. Aave is looking like one of the stronger tokens at the moment, in my opinion. Look at that, guys. Huge move to the upside. We are going to have a look rather on the daily time frame. So let's bring out Aave over there. So now, guys, huge. So let's take out the 50% levels over there. Aave already has its bull cross over there, guys. This was the confirmation that we are looking good. When we got the bull cross, you know, closed some candles above the 50% level over here. Yes, we did come a little bit lower for one last sweep. This is obviously a key level from here as well. So what you can see there, guys, is a lot of strength coming from Aave. So now, you know, we've also taken out this $2.82, which has been a level for a while. I said this will be resistance, you know, just above the 50% level as well. So in my opinion, definitely one of the stronger tokens. If we get the opportunity, I think this is too strong, guys. Huge candle, 1, 2. You're probably going to see continuation here. If we do get a retest of $2.70, $270 over there. This will be the perfect buying opportunity, and you can look for longs looking like this. You know, long over there, stop over there, something like that. If you do get a strong reaction, if there is no reaction, what you can be waiting for is for a liquidity sweep. So if there's no reaction, then we're going to get a liquidity sweep, look something like this. Quick liquidity sweep over there, reclaim, and then off we go. And this is when you can start to use leverage to get into a big trade. So either this $2.70, $2.80 region, great area, and if there's no reaction there, then we can look for a potential sweep below there. But RV is looking really, really, really strong. So I'm going to go into ENA as well. I am in an ENA long. We were holding this one underwater for a bit, but that's okay. I didn't get stopped out. Remember that only whales can breathe underwater, guys. So this is what happens when you back your levels over here. So this was the stop loss. We only just didn't get stopped out here. Amazing. Now we are in the green, and basically there is this level over here, which was a key level. Okay, this level over here. I thought we'd get a strong bounce off there. Of course, it didn't happen. It got rejected off the 50-day EMA. We didn't panic sell out of the position. We wouldn't panic sell out of any trade because we only risk 1%. So we're still in this trade. So I do like how ENA has reclaimed this level over here. So if you are a ENA believer, if you like the fundamentals, if you've done your research on it, then you can take this trade, guys. This is a decent trade. I am in this trade, almost got stopped out. But you guys could easily be longing this level up here, this 34, 33 cents, and targeting much higher levels, guys. This thing got sold off. There's a huge fair value gap at the top there, which you've been targeting. I've spoken about this twice. That's why levels about twice. But we could easily see a push into the 200-day EMA. We haven't tested the 200-day EMA since Feb. So, high probability we could get into there. Definitely at its lows over there. RSI is kind of building up. It is in an uptrend. Of course, you can see RSI uptrend. We've been relatively flat. That is bullish. So I do like how we've reclaimed the zone over here. So huge risk reward. Of course, this is a 10-to-1 risk reward. Will it happen? It might take time. We might get stopped out before that. Very risky. But your trade would look something like this, rather, guys. A move into that 68, 69 cent. So we're obviously taking some profits into the 200-day EMA. We have a look at Pendle as well, because Pendle also has started to show some strength. Pendle basically just, that's an uptrend, okay, bullish. Okay, we have had the golden cross over here. I'm pretty sure Pendle is RWA related, of course, real world assets, the kind of fundamental word that we are looking for at the moment. So bullish, this was the perfect retest zone over here on the 50-day EMA. If you guys did see that and get into this trade, congratulations. That's a high probability bounce zone. But if we pull out the important tools, of course, we are starting to come into resistance of the 50% level. So of course, big resistance over here. So, if we do start to close multiple candles above this level, then it is looking good. Otherwise, we could see another sweep down, give us a nice last opportunity for that over there. But it does look like we have already had that, move to the downside, brought up. But sorry, guys. This would be a potential buying zone. So bullish, of course. If Pendle comes down again, good buying opportunity. It is bullish. If Pendle can start to close, daily candles above $4.70 odd, it will be looking good as well. Okay, a lot of people talking about ZBCN. So what is that? You guys never fail to show me a token I have never heard of before. Okay, so whoa. Okay, no wonder. Do you guys just sit on those freaking banter bubbles and see which ones have moved the most on the week? So someone says they're in a short, good short from about 4.8. Okay, nice short over there. Let's speak about this. Okay, so of course, massive move to the upside. I don't know what this is, or who it is, or where it is, but we can still pull out the same tools over there. And you can see we are currently below that 50% level over there. With these tokens, you're more likely to come into the 618 or even the 786. So you put on the 618 and the 786. So these are levels that you could get a bounce from. And I'm liking the 786 over here, the 0.021. I think this is the zone where we're probably going to come to. Okay, why? Well, huge zone over here. You can see that massive tops over there. So we're most likely going to test this as support. Okay, so basically what we're seeing here is we've got a high confluence zone. We've got previous tops most likely becoming new bottoms. We've got the 786 over there and the 200-day EMA. Okay, this is where we're most likely going to get a good trade from. So would I be buying now? No ways, guys. No ways would I be buying now. Would I start to consider, the 618? I wouldn't be buying this. But if we see a strong reaction out of there, then this is your buying opportunity. Where would I blindly bid this? Well, at the 786. Okay, this is where I would blindly bid something like this zone over here. And remember, guys, if you are patient, you do get rewarded. And that's an easy 3.4 risk to reward over here if we do come down here. So this is my take. Never seen this thing before. Don't know what it does, but this is a potential possibility for a token like this. Okay, we'll have a look at Arweave quickly, guys. Ouch. Arweave. Okay, $7. Crazy. I remember trading this thing at $30, $40. Yeah, not really a strong reaction, guys. We haven't had a bull cross. The momentum's been to the downside since August. Okay, and that because of the EMAs. So, I would personally wait for a breakout of this huge downsloping resistance over here. You can even be patient enough and wait for something like that. So personally, my eyes are not on these guys. Ondo, let's have a look at Ondo quickly. Guys, I love Ondo. Ondo is my biggest altcoin bag. Ondo is, well, besides Ethereum and Solana, Ondo is my second biggest bag. So let's have a look at Ondo. Basically, still in this accumulation zone. We spoke about Ondo's accumulation. So we said that, there's the zone over here where it's most likely accumulation. And that was 104 days. So, we go 104 days. It's not really right. That's about 104 days. So we go 104 days, and that takes us out to June. Okay. So about 10 days time could be the end of the accumulation. And I do like how the accumulation has happened at a higher point. And remember, guys, that these things normally happen in threes. So, first move over there, bang. First move over there, second move over there. And, will we be getting that third move over there? So, we can have a look at the percentage gains. We saw a 600% move over there, and that very bullish period, this period over here, lasted about 2.5 months, and then this one over here, huge move to the upside, that lasted a month and a half, and we pumped about 300%. So if we finish this accumulation and we pump 300%, and we do need time frame here as well, so let's go from here. Pump 200% in 2 months, something. We could see this $3 mark. $3 is my mark for Ondo. I'm happy to take some chips off the table over there. This is the trade. I am in this trade. I've actually been in this trade since we broke out over here. Okay, so I've been in this trade since mid-April. Wild. Okay, so mid-April I went long, and hopefully mid-August we close the trade, guys. So close the trade, big profits, of course. Okay, Okay, guys, let's end the stream over there. Thanks so much for joining. Appreciate it. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the strategy. Let's see if it works today. Don't put your whole house on the trading strategy, of course. But it does give you a little insight to where some swing trades could be going. So guys, best of luck for later, and we will see you next week. Cheers for now.